Hi guys, happy Tuesday. It's Teresa with Critters Crochet, and I am so excited to be sharing with you our first video for the scrapghan that we're doing together. And we're getting our stitches from this book right here, Crochet Stitch Dictionary. And I did a random number on my phone and it came up with number 62. And number 62 is this one, the boxed shell. I think it's very, very pretty. So it's just double crochets and chains. So it's super easy to do, and I'm going to be showing that in this video today. I'm using worsted weight yarn out of my scraps, and I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook. This is my favorite size hook to use, so this is what I'm using is a 5.5, and I'm just pulling out color. And if my yarn ends in the middle of a row, I'll just pick up a color and keep going. Now, if you want to be more controlled than that, you can, but again, we're using scrap. So with this one, since it's a lot of double crochets, you might want to pick a ball of your scrap yarn that's a little bit larger, one of the larger ones. But if it ends in the middle and you have to start with a different color, that's fine. So like I said, worsted weight yarn, 5.5 millimeter hook, and I'm really excited to be sharing this with you. We are going to do this over several Tuesdays, and so get ready. Now, I'll state this in the tutorials of the stitches, but I want to say this again, that your length of chain is going to be different depending on what size blanket you're making. I am making a blanket to fit a twin size bed, so mine is a lot bigger. In the videos, I'm just doing a little small sample, but you're going to continue yours on for the length of your blanket, okay? So I will give you this, I will show you, demonstrate this stitch right here, and then you'll have the rest of the week to get that stitch finished in your blanket, and we'll come back next Tuesday and work on another stitch. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. If you have questions about it, please put your questions in the comments, or I also will have my email in the description box, and you can send me an email. And all of these, each week, all of these tutorials will be, I'm going to put them in their own playlist, and it's going to be called scrapghan I'll get this right in a minute. Let me try that again. Scrapghan make along. So hashtag scrapghanMAL. I think that's what I'm going to use for this. So just look for that ScrapghanMCAL in the playlist to see the video, and you can always refer, and I'll have, like, this one will be number 1, and then I'll number 2, and I'll number them as we go so you can keep track of them in the playlist. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next Tuesday for stitch number 2. Bye guys. Okay, we have our chain, and what you need to do for this stitch, you need to do a multiple of 5, and then when that multiple of 5 gets to the length that you want for your afghan, then you chain another 4. I'm going to be making my blanket a twin size. Your chains will depend on how big of a blanket you are making, but just remember multiples of 5 and then chain 4 more when you get the length that you want. For the tutorial, I just did 24. That's a multiple of 5, 20 plus the 4. And let me zoom out just a little bit here. I think I'm a little too close. There we go. And I will just do a little bit on this sample just to show you how to do the stitch, but when you do it, you're going to do it the length of your blanket. So when we start, we want to count to the 4th chain from the hook. You don't count your hook, you don't count the loop. I need to make one more chain here. It's a little messed up. Let me do that again. You don't count the loop that's on your hook, okay? But what you want to do is do your chain, okay? Now, you can stop the video here and pause it, and then come back when you have your chain the length that you need. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make the first row in your box stitch. You want to count 1, 2, 3, 4 loops from your hook. You do not count the loop that's on your hook. You count 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we want to make a double crochet in that 4th loop, or 4th chain, sorry. So let's make our double crochet. All right. And then we're going to make, or then we're going to, this counts, you've got your double, and then this chain, the 3 that you skipped, is counting as a double crochet also. So you have 2 double crochets at the beginning. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, okay, and then place in, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then make 2 more doubles. And guys, that's your repeat for this first row, for the first row. Well, if I make a double crochet, that might help. I need to yarn over, go through 2, go through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So see, you have your 2 doubles, chain 3, you skipped 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th one and 5th one you put 2 doubles. Then here's your, and it's just repeated all the way to the end of your row. Chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the next one you're going to do 2 doubles. One, and 2. Okay, I'm going to continue this to the end of my chain, and you do the same, and I'll meet you back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm at the end of my chain, and I'm skipping my you have 5 stitches left, so you're skipping 1, 2, 3, and you're putting a double in the last 2 stitches. Now remember, mine is a sample. Yours is going to be longer because you're making the size for your blanket. But that's what your first row should look like. You have your 2 doubles with a chain 3 in between each one, 2 doubles at the beginning, 2 doubles at the end. All right, now for the next row, we're going to turn our work and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then what we're going to do is we are going to look, oh, I made a mistake, just realized it. You guys probably caught it before I did. I didn't chain 3 right here. Let me go back and put my doubles back in here. Sorry about that. Easy to fix though. Just realized I did not put that in there. All right, now we can turn. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, now what we are going to do for this step, it is super easy. All we are going to do is we are going to go to these 3 chains, the chain 3s, and you see them right here. Here's 1, 2, 3. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to that middle chain and you're going to put 5 double crochets in the middle chain of that chain 3 from your previous row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it's getting stuck, and 5. Well, if I can get my hook to work correctly. So in that middle chain we have placed 5 double crochets. So you're going to do that again. Get some more yarn out here. You're not going to chain in between at all. You're just going to move right over to these 3 chains right here. And you're going to put 5 double crochets in the middle chain. Let's do that again. 1, whoops, 2, well, didn't yarn over, 3, 4, and 5. So I want you to do that all the way down your row. Middle chain, 5 double crochets, middle chain, 5 double crochets, and I'll meet you back at the end and show you what to do at the end. Okay, we are at the end of row 2. I have finished my 5 double crochets in the last chain 3 that I have on my row. And then what you want to do is you want to go to your chain 3 from the beginning, and you want to put 1 double crochet in the top of this chain, which would be, here's your double and here's your chain right next to it, the top of the chain 3. So you just want to put a double crochet right there in the top of that chain 3 so it matches the other side. 1 double here, 1 double here. And that's what your row should look like. Okay, now for row number 3, we're going to turn our work again, and we're going to do another chain 3, 1, 2, 3, which counts as a double. And then what we're going to do is we're going to skip this first double crochet right here, and we're going to do 1 double crochet in the first of the 5 double crochets. So we're skipping this double right here, and we're going into this one. So put a double in that second stitch, which is the first double of the 5 cluster. Okay, putting a double right here. Then you are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to skip to the last double. So you're skipping 1, 2, 3, 1, you're skipping 1, 2, 3 doubles, and you're putting a double crochet in that last double of that cluster. Okay, so it looks like this. You've chained 3, you skip this first one because that counts as a double, and you put a double here. You skipped 1, 2, 3 in that cluster, and you put a double in the last one. So the repeat is, this is the repeat. Put a double in the first stitch of the cluster, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then skip over to the last double in that cluster and put another double. Okay, so let me show you again. So basically you're going to have a double in the first and the last stitch of the fan with a chain 3 in between. Here's a double in the first stitch of that cluster of 5, chain 3, and a double in the last cluster of 5. So we're going to stop here and you finish your chain and meet me at the end. Alright, I'm at the end of the sample here. I've done my chain 3, and I'm going to do that last double crochet in the last stitch, 1, 2, 3, and then that last double from the previous row. Okay, so I've got all of this. We have one more stitch left. We have the top of the chain 3, which is right here. So we're going to put one more double right here in the top of that chain 3. Okay, and that is what your third row looks like. You're doing a double in the first, a double on top of the first double of the fan, chain 3, a double in the last double of the fan, a double crochet in the first double of that fan, chain 3, and a double in the last double of that fan. Same way all the way around, and finish with a double in the top of the chain 3. Alright, then step 4, for your blanket, you can stop right there, okay, or you can repeat rows 2 and 3 again. I think for my blanket, I'm just going to stop right here. But if you would like to repeat row 2 and row 3, feel free to do that, all right? So on row 2, to repeat row 2, all you're going to do is chain 3, turn your work and chain 3, turn your work, do a chain 3, and then you are going to put a fan of 5 double crochets in the center of each one of these chains. No chains in between, just 5 double crochet fan in the middle of each of these chain 3 spaces. Then you're going to turn again, and you're going to do this row where you have the double in the first stitch of the fan, chain 3, and a double in the last fan. Okay? That is our first stitch for our blanket. But I kind of like it this way with just one fan in the middle. And so this is what you're going to work on this week. And next Tuesday, we'll draw another number and we'll work on another section of our blanket. I hope you've enjoyed this. You'll enjoy this stitch. If you have any questions, you can comment below, or you can also email me. My email address is in the description box if you have any questions at all. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll be back next Tuesday for the next stitch in our blanket. Thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.